welcome to the Cub Cave. Tonight we see two of the top teams in North Central Ohio, Crestview Cougars, Lucas Cubs, live and free on the OH Report next.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
James One Incorporated, providing innovative workshops and training for school districts throughout Ohio. We specialize in the areas of cultural awareness and sensitivity, reaching the unreachable student, dangers of teen substance abuse, and more. We offer relevant workshops for coaches and student athletes, and with virtual options available for all trainings, call today and schedule your first session. James One Incorporated, first in promoting excellence through quality professional development.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Jesse Ryder. I'm here with the coach, Effie James, and we have a fun one tonight. Crestview coming in at 14-6. Lucas Mid-Buckeye Conference champs. Coach, we know this is a tournament-type atmosphere tonight. Two of the top teams in the area. If you're coaching tonight, what's your message to the team?
Well, right now, with a non-league game, the most important thing is you're getting ready for the second season. So, it's not that these games aren't important, but they are very important when it comes to getting ourselves to be playing at peak position or at our peak performance, getting ready to go into the tournament. So, with these two teams kind of being familiar with each other, it's be a real tournament atmosphere.
Absolutely. Let's step away for the national anthem for just a minute. We'll be right back. we are about to tip off here at the Cub Cave, but first let's take a look at our starters for the evening. Looking at some of the top players here, Coach, who are we looking at tonight? Who are some guys to look out for?
Well, coming back, and I know Ethan Sauter has been playing very well for the Lucas Cubs and also for the Cards of or the Cougars. I'm sorry. I think that their team has been they've been playing up and down. They've had a lot of guys step in and play well. I saw them a couple weeks ago, and they really had a really balanced effort. So I'm sure Coach Kurtz would love to see that tonight and to see his guys get playing well together offensively and sharing the basketball.
Yeah, absolutely. The Cougars will be led by a 1,000-point scorer, Evan Hamilton, running the point guard tonight for the Cougars. On the other side, the question mark is right now is how many minutes will Riley Gossam see? Certainly, we got to see him come back in action on senior night. And so in a game like this, it's one of those difficult things. Do you give him any minutes to try and continue the rehab? Do you keep him safe and keep him fresh for tournaments? Certainly a difficult task for Coach Eisman. How would you handle that? It's such a difficult situation.
Well, I tell you, Coach Eisman's got a tough one because you have the future of the kids. You have his future in your hands, and you don't want to make a mistake here. But at the same time, you want him to possibly be ready for the tournament run. He can't just he does have to get some action. So he's got to find a good balance. And the biggest key is, though, Jesse, is that Riley has got to be honest about how he feels. And he's got to be able to tell Coach, hey, Coach, I'm a little weak. I'm a little tired. I need one. He has got to do that for his coach. And that way they have that trust amongst one another to keep him safe.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's no doubt that Riley is a competitor. Certainly, we know he wants to be out there. He's worked so hard even to get to this point and continues to work hard, just continue to rehab and try and just give some team some valuable minutes.
Sure.
But you're right. At some point, you've got to look at this is a kid who's going to probably play some college ball next year, and you don't want to jeopardize that.
Sure.
You've obviously got a very talented team without him, and certainly much more talented with him. So it's going to be an interesting matchup. How do you manage that difficult task for Coach Eisman?
Right.
I think we got two of the top coaches in the area tonight. Both teams really pride themselves on that defensive effort. As a former coach yourself, what's your defensive mentality for your teams?
Well, you want to dictate. That's the key term that we use a lot. We want to make the offense do what we want them to do, not necessarily what they want to do. And, either team, whoever is able to dictate tonight is going to have the most success.
Absolutely. Crestview wins the tip, takes a quick three. Rebound right back to Crestview as well. Another offensive rebound, and there are some points right away for the Cougars. 2 offensive rebounds leading to the first points of the game. Frank Artis, big man underneath, grabbing an early rebound, an early bucket.
Well, those free points are going to be big. You've got to be able to box out on the boards, not give teams a second opportunity, especially here on the road.
Yeah, we talked earlier, both teams really pride themselves in that defensive effort, that defensive mentality. Both coaches, I think, really that's a key talking point every game when you hear them. They're talking about their defensive effort, how many points they're giving up, how many bad shots they're giving up.
Right.
So we know you're not going to get a lot of good looks tonight. So I think rebounding is really going to be a key statistic. Can you give yourself a second chance? Or on the defensive side, can you limit the team to just a one and done and get down the floor?
Absolutely. Watching Crestview play earlier this year, they are very opportunistic on the offensive glass. They run as we get our first score for the Cubs. They're going to run an open offense, but that also gives them opportunities to get offensive rebounds.
Quick unforced turnover there. Travel, great pass you see by Ethan Sauter. Just drops it off, penetrates, able to just drop it to the opposite side. Easy bucket for Lucas, 2-2 now. Just about a minute into the first quarter, and Lucas is going to get the ball back after a travel by Crestview. A travel by Lucas, so now we're going back to Crestview. Lucas does a good job of just penetrating into the lane and just trying to make a play. Can they draw a second defender, or they're disciplined enough to kick it out and try and find that open guy, but just one too many steps in there, and Lucas gets called for the travel.
Both teams coming out in this aggressive man-to-man as we see the missed jump shot there by Crestview. But they are playing aggressively in their man-to-man, both teams.
And there's that play again. This time Logan Toms drives in and dishes off to Ethan Goose Wallace for another easy 2 for the Cubs. Full court press gave Crestview, that's their second turnover, and now the third. Lucas, 3 quick turnovers to start the game here off this full court press, and another easy layup. Timeout, Coach Kurtz. The Cubs are starting to get away.
Well, 3 straight turnovers led to buckets for the Cubs, and this is the way you want to get out and start. And when we talked about dictating earlier, Jesse, this is what we meant. Dictating the game, dictating the pace, and that's what the Cubs are doing right now. They are telling the Cougars, this is what you're going to do tonight. Give us the basketball in the front court. So,
yeah, Coach, you're exactly right. You use that word dictate, and that's what we're seeing right now. 3 turnovers, a travel, and 2 just steals there at the other end, leading to some easy layups. All of Lucas's points coming right around the rim for easy layups there. You know the message from Coach Kurtz is you got to handle that basketball. We can't afford turnovers on the road to a team like this. You don't want to get down in a hole and try and battle back a team that can play defense like this.
Yeah, and I think right now Crestview is doing a little bit too much dribbling. I think they want to do more passing against this zone pressure of the Cubs and not so much dribbling against 2 defenders.
Yeah, as you say that, he gets trapped in the corner. Crestview able to pass out of it. Aggressive take to the hole. Layup's a little bit long. A lot of physical contact there. It's going to be against Lucas. It's going to stay Crestview basketball. Looks like they're both kind of battling for the basketball. I think he's just trying to push them out of the way, trying to grab it, but the referee saw it, and it's going to stay here, Crestview basketball.
Yeah, number 21, Owen Barker, really put his muscle into that move there in the lane.
Yeah, there was a lot of physical contact both ways on that possession there. We see Frank Artis going to work underneath. That's a great. That's one of those stats you don't always see. It's a great box out by
Absolutely.
Goose Wallace. Got big Frank Artis out of the way, and Lucas comes away with a team rebound. Box out by Goose, but Lucas gets the rebound.
Absolutely.
Logan Toms just rips away the rebound from Frank Artis. Ethan Sauter's layup was a little long. Looked like Frank Artis had it, but Logan Toms, that's a big block underneath. Looked like it might have been a little bit of contact as well, but referees called it a block. It's going to stay Lucas ball.
Officials letting them play a little bit underneath. That was a lot of contact on the body, and official thought the defender went straight up and down, but letting them play a little bit here.
You can see on the replay there, he certainly swung down at him. He definitely hits the ball. Question is, it may be a little bit else in the process, but
right.
Another big rebound. Looks like a foul on Crestview. Heath Cash picking up his first foul of the game, trying to get the rebound there. Lucas, a nice inbounds play, nice aggressive take. Ethan Sauter come down with the rebound, but just one too many steps after he landed.
Yeah, I think Ethan may have made that shot a little bit tougher than he needed to that time. He had a clean shot on the other side of the basket, but a little bit too cute on that shot right there. But he's playing hard.
Yeah, maybe didn't even realize how open he was.
Right.
Even it's gonna be a quick jump ball there. Look, they got away with it, but it's gonna stay. It's coming back to Lucas. Jump ball is gonna go the Cubs' way. So this full court pressure really causing some fits for Crestview early on.
Absolutely, and when you don't have at least 2 or 3 solid ball handlers against full court pressure, that could be a recipe for disaster, because you've got to have a guy that can dribble with his head up against the pressure and be able to see the open man.
Lucas pretty patient on offense. Not much secret to what they're trying to do. They're going to attack the rim and see if they can make a play out of that space there. Lucas just content for the layups right now. 10 points, 5 layups. There's a missed layup. Ethan Sauter tried to tip it to his teammate. The tip was deflected. Crestview comes away with it.
Really active hands here by the Cubs. They are being really active and aggressive on the ball, getting in passing lanes and really playing aggressive defensively.
It's a long 3 by Heath Cash. Rebound to the Cubs, and Ethan Sauter's going to get out and run again. Great backdoor pass. Goose Wallace having himself a nice first quarter. Ethan Sauter just doing a little bit of everything. Rebound, getting some assists, some layups. I mean, this first quarter has been all Ethan Sauter and whatever he wants to do. Evan Hamilton answers back with a big 3. The Cubs or the Cougars had given away quite a few points after scoring the first possession of the game.
That is a big shot there. That is a big shot by Hamilton. They needed that to get their defensive set and stop playing in transition.
Lucas is just getting anything they want around the rim. We've got a foul down low. It's going to be on the Cubs. Let's see who he calls it on. Looks like Goose Wallace is going to pick up his foul, his first of the game. But now we get back into the problem area for the Cougars right now, who have struggled to get the ball down the court in the full court press here. Let's see if they can cook something up.
A great job that time by the Cougars, because that's what you got to do. You want to break the pressure and then make them pay on the other end.
Yeah, Coach, you talked about it, that idea to break the press with the pass there, and that's what we saw. He drew the trap and then got rid of it, and all of a sudden there's open guys elsewhere. And Mason Ringler with a big bucket at the other end, but it's going to be a foul on Crestview. Looks like probably before the travel. Mason Ringler picks up his first foul of the game. It's going to be Lucas Ball underneath the basket. Mason Ringler listed at 6'1", but looks to be the biggest guy on the floor by quite a bit right now. He's certainly got a rebound, got a bucket, and a foul in about 30 seconds of action. Boy, Lucas has really picked up their tempo here in the second part of this first quarter. Nice aggressive take by Hamilton, but he's called for the charge. I think that's his second. You see the replay there. It's an aggressive take to the rim. Looks like Goose Wallace gets in front. Coach, you think his feet was set?
Well, Goose took it right in the chest, and sometimes, you know, it's almost better to take that contact square than it is to have your feet square. If you can take the contact square, it really doesn't matter where you are, and that's one of the misconceptions about taking a charge, that you have to be stationary and set. You take that thing in the chest, and you know you master the art of falling correctly, you're going to get that call.
Yeah. And certainly Goose Wallace. There's not a lot of players in the area who are going to just take it in the chest, as you say. Goose Wallace is one of those players who's going to step in and take it probably every time. It's a big rebound by Crestview. Big outlet pass. Bit of a scrum for a rebound here. Nobody's got it yet. Mason Ringler gets on the floor with a jump ball, and it's going to stay Crestview possession.
Well, both teams are really trying to get up and down the floor. Right now, it may be benefiting Lucas a little bit more, but Crestview wants to play this way. They've just got to figure out a way to cut down their turnovers and get better looks at the basket.
Oh, a bit of a crafty save there. Nearly backcourt violation. Let's see, another charge on Crestview. And yeah, that's right. Goose Wallace again stepping in. Here you see gets it in front. Good positioning, just stands straight up and gets knocked down. It's another Crestview turnover.
Well, Crestview already here early in the first quarter with 7 turnovers, and that really is the difference. They're down 12-7 right now, and 7 times they haven't had an opportunity to get a shot, and that makes a huge difference in a game like this.
Absolutely. Not only that, it's led to some easy Lucas baskets at the other end. At least 3 layups off a turnover from that press. So there's another big aggressive take by Ethan Souter, getting strong to the rim. Crestvew's been a little stagnant in the half-court set here. They've struggled offensively in the full-court pressure, but even in the half-court set, it's not been smooth. A couple charges, a couple turnovers down here as well. Just not a lot of movement off the ball right now.
Yeah, that's one thing. Roman had a layup there. I'll never get used to basketball now. Kids have a layup, and they kick it out for the open 3, and that's just, you know, sometimes you just got to take the open shot. Nice.
Andrew Smullen with a big and-one finish underneath. Just kind of a strong play there. Gets fouled.
Again, the Cubs are getting the ball down the floor. They're catching Crestview not sprinting back in their transition defense, and they're getting great looks because of it. And one of the things that the Cubs are doing well, not only are they running hard, but their secondary break, if you do get back, they're making crisp passes cross-court and finding open guys on the other side. So, you know, Coach Eisman's really got these guys playing well. You could tell their game plan is to get the sped up and make the Cougars uncomfortable here.
Absolutely. Getting those defensive stops to good offensive opportunities has been it so far for the Cubs offense. And rebounding is out as well. They just go out and run. Even as soon as they get the rebound, guys are running the floor. They're filling in the spaces. There's another good aggressive take by Ethan. Goose Wallace just gets around him on the perimeter, then gets fouled in the process. Crestview racking up some fouls. That's their 16th foul already in the first quarter.
Well, and one of the things that the kind of the good and the bad of this COVID era of basketball, you can hear everything on the floor. And what I don't hear from the Crestview defense is a lot of talking, a lot of communication, and that's what you got to have in this half-court defensive set. And the Cubs are playing. When they're playing in transition, they're playing well even though that's almost a turnover there. But they're executing offensively, and the Cougars got to do a better job of talking defensively right now.
Yeah, Coach, you're right. I just think the Cougars look a little out of sorts right now, on both ends of the floor. They're turning the ball over in the full court pressure. Defensively, Lucas's, of their 17 points, I think the majority have been just layups underneath the basket and uncontested at that. Logan Toms getting out and running the floor. Ooh, dribbles out of bounds, loses it. 22 seconds left in the first quarter. 17-7, a big Cubs lead with just over 20 seconds to go. Coach, do you hold the ball here for the final shot?
Well, I don't like doing that because teams that aren't accustomed to doing that generally turn it over. So I just play here. And they're speaking of a turnover, that is.
He caught it right on cue, right? He said the magic word and they threw it out of bounds.
And I think that what Lucas has done here is, they've achieved one of their goals I'm sure Coach Eisman wanted to do, which is speed the game up. They don't always have to get a turnover, but the game is just not comfortable for the Cougars right now.
Oh, at the buzzer. A running fadeaway three by Evan Gibbs. We'll be right back to catch the second quarter.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
James One Incorporated, providing innovative workshops and training for school districts throughout Ohio. We specialize in the areas of cultural awareness and sensitivity, reaching the unreachable student, dangers of teen substance abuse, and more. We offer relevant workshops for coaches and student athletes, and with virtual options available for all trainings, call today and schedule your first session. James One Incorporated, first in promoting excellence through quality professional development.
We are back to start the second quarter. Let's take a look at that play right at the end of the first. Evan Gibbs gets it, just launches, kind of leans, fades away, and launches a three at the buzzer to give a little bit of offense to an otherwise struggling Cougar offense. Coach, what needs to change in the second quarter for the Cougars?
Well, the Cougars, right now, they just got to settle into this game, handle the basketball, and settle into the game. I think they've done some good things, but, defensively, they can't give up straight-line layups, and that's been the drill here for Lucas. They've got layup after layup, and defensively, they've got to do a better job. Offensively, they just got to handle the ball.
Yeah, I think of the 19 points, I think there's a free throw in there, maybe one jump shot. I think we're looking at 16 points of nearly uncontested layups.
Right. And that's the key. And when you're a man-to-man team and Coach Kurtz wants to play man, you have got to be able to play with those man principles. And the number one man principle is not give away straight-line layups. And that's what they've been doing a little bit outside of their transition defense hasn't been there. There's a great steal.
Great little Euro step there, but couldn't finish at the rim. I think part of the struggle there is he's trying to avoid the contact with the referee.
Right.
Couldn't really get around him. I think messed his footing up a little bit on that layup attempt, but now This could be a long second quarter as we are already in the bonus. Luke is going to be shooting a lot of free throws.
And I think these free throws have to do a lot with the Cubs' aggressiveness on offense, and just being a little bit a step late for Crestview. Now, they're looking at a 10-point lead here, and for Lucas, but Crestview's just got a couple things. If they can handle the ball a little better, tighten up on defense, it doesn't look like they're completely outmatched. They're just not playing well at this point in the game.
I think you're exactly right. Andrew Smolin knocks down his first free throw attempt. Let's see what he does on the second. Knocks that one down as well. So it's 21-10. Lucas leads with 7:15 left to play in the first half. See a little bit of handles there and an easy bucket for Crestview. That's what you need. You need a bucket. Now you need to get a stop here.
Right.
That's been kind of the difficult part for the Cougars. Nearly picked up a foul. Ooh. Oh, he shot from laying on the ground. Nearly made it as he was seated on the ground. You see the active hands of Lucas there.
Yeah.
Nearly came away with it twice, deflects it out of bounds. It's going to remain Cougar basketball, but what looked to be a nearly easy shot for Crestview was deflected away and then deflected away again. Just active hands, and they're getting back on defense. They're hustling right now. Coach Eisman's got to love the defensive effort.
Yeah, just great energy. Great energy by the Cubs right now. Ooh, that's a tough one. That is a tough one.
And I think that's two on Goose Wallace. The Crestview fans are excited to see a foul go their way. And that is 2 fouls, and Goose Wallace is gonna remain in the game. Thought he was gonna get subbed out there, but looks like he is gonna stay in. Coach Eisman asking some questions about the referee there. Certainly there's a lot of physical contact at the last play, the other end for the Cubs, but Goose Wallace picks up a bit of a soft one there. They've let him play for the most part outside of that call.
They have. They've been really aggressive, especially on the interior.
There is some concern right now with the referees, just the inconsistency. The referee signaled it was a block at the other end, but coach for the Crestview staff certainly are arguing about the contact on the hands.
Yeah, and I actually thought it was a clean strip, and when you're playing a team that's already playing aggressively defensively, you get the benefit of the doubt. You get the quick hands, you get those things like that. But that last call I thought was good hands down here. But down here, a little ticky-tack. So I'm with the coaches on this one. It's a little bit inconsistent.
They just want the consistency, and it had been pretty consistent up until the last minute or so, where it's been pretty physical and just kind of allowing a lot to happen. But now we're seeing a little bit of a different style here. Crestview's going to sub in here again. Number 2, Kobe Roman checking into the game.
And one of the stats right now is, as we're into the second quarter now, that it's interesting, the Crestview Cougars have not been to the free throw line, and what that tells me is that they are not finishing strong or aggressively around the basket and not moving the ball enough to get good looks inside and challenge this defense. There's a challenge.
It's a good aggressive take. Let's see if he goes up with it again.
There you go.
There you go. Big physical play. Coach, you called it just again.
And that's what you need. Sometimes you haven't been to the line and you're taking a lot of jump shots. Sometimes you got to get in the lane and get physical, use a ball fake, and that time that was a really nice move inside, real strong move inside by Owen Barker.
Yeah, Owen Barker just a big offensive rebound, able to get it and make it, but misses the free throw. But Crestview comes away with the rebound and now a jump ball, and that's going to stay here with Crestview. You can hear Coach Eisman. He wants his guys to box out. There's some confusion over who had possession here on the jump ball.
I think it should be Crestview ball.
And everybody signaled Crestview, and Lucas just took the inbounds pass. I like it.
There you go.
I like it.
Yeah.
You gotta take what you can get.
Absolutely.
So here we go. Crestview ball underneath their own basket. Quick outlet pass, long 3. Ethan Sauter, he's all over the place right now. He's rebounding. He's got a great assist down.
That transition offense by the Lucas Cubs is a weapon, and there's not a lot of teams that can that can say that. They look, when they get a rebound, they're guys, like you mentioned earlier, they are getting out, they're running the passing lanes, and more importantly, the guy with the rebound is looking for that deep pass, and that's a real weapon.
Yeah, I think the court awareness of Ethan Sauter specifically is just unmatched right now. He's seeing plays before anybody else sees it. He's watching it develop, and he's putting the pass right there. I think he's leading the team in rebounds and assists, and he's got a couple points to go along with it.
Right.
Great half so far for Ethan Sauter.
Absolutely.
Mason Ringler checking back in for the Cougars. Going to give Frank Artis a quick break. Lucas switched up their full court press a little bit. Mason Ringler, Owen Barker starting to find a little bit of offensive opportunities underneath the rim, but just could not convert.
Right.
A couple possessions there that came away empty-handed. You're going to need to get some buckets to get back in this game.
Right.
They've struggled to stop them defensively, so you got to start making some of those easy around-the-rim type plays. Big shot, Ethan Sauter. It's going to be timeout Cubs.
Yeah, that's a big shot by Sauter that time. It was, they were laying off of him. He steps right into it and knocks down that three. That is a huge shot for the Cubs and Sauter right now.
Yeah, not a lot of three-point attempts for the Cubs, but not really needed because they've been able to get anything they wanted at the rim. So he does find a little bit of space, steps into it, knocks it down calmly. It's a 27-14 lead with 5:17 left to go in the first half.
And you mentioned, Jesse, about the Cougars are missing some rather easy shots, but it's the speed of the game. And teams that like to pressure understand that it's not always about getting turnovers. It's about making the other team uncomfortable. And when teams are playing a step faster than they want to, then you get some unforced turnovers, some bad mistakes, and missed shots that should be easy ones. So the Cubs switching up defenses, playing very hard and with a lot of energy right now.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Coach. The defensive pressure by Lucas has not allowed Crestview to really get into anything easy. No transition points, struggling to get easy shots around the rim, taking some long kind of forced threes, just struggling on offense for the Cougars right now, but it's really due to the defensive effort by the Cubs. Oh, it's going to be another tough call there.
That's a tough one.
He's boxing out, he's going away, and still grabs the rebound.
That's a tough one.
You can see that's an air ball there. It's kind of a tough play already broken. You see Goose Wallace with the box out, so Lane Harper with the box out.
Yeah, and I love that aggressiveness by Mason Ringler. He's going after the basketball. He wasn't clearly boxed out, so he kept working and got both of his hands on the ball. So that's tough.
It's tough to call a spur-of-the-moment decision. Certainly you see the box out by Lane Harper to establish position.
Sure.
But you're right, Ringler was kind of going away from the ball and still got it. We're in double bonus here, so we're going to shoot 2 shots there. Not everybody was on the same page. 4:48 to go in the second quarter. You're already in double bonus. That could give away a lot of points at the line if you're not careful.
Well, and right now Luke is shooting the ball very well. They're 7 of 9 right now from the free throw line, and Crestview has only been to the line once this game. So that's another big difference in the ball game.
Absolutely, and even on the floor, I can imagine the Cubs shooting percentage is going to be pretty high. Another offensive foul on the Cougars. Owen Barker is not happy. A look of disgust towards the referee. And Coach Kurtz for Crestview is going to take a timeout. There is some frustrated Cougar players and coaches right now.
Well, and they I understand their frustration, but I will tell you, Lucas's defense and for all the great shots and transition offense they're playing with, their defense is what I'm most impressed with right now.
Absolutely.
Coach Eisman has really got them switching up defense. They're playing well. When they press full court, they're able to get stops in the half court, playing their straight man-to-man. Very well done.
Yeah, they have just created all sorts of havoc for the Cougars offense with the full court press, the half court traps, just the taking. I mean, they are doing every defensive principle. They are nailing it so far in the first half here. I think it's the 3rd or 4th charge they've taken so far tonight. They're boxing out on the rebounds. Coach Eisman's got to be pleased with what he's seeing on the defensive side and probably the offensive side as well.
Sure.
That's one of those old adages you hear that good defense leads to good offense, and that's been the case tonight for the Cubs. They're getting stops on the defensive end. They can get out and run in transition. getting easy layups around the rim.
Right, and one of the things I'm loving that they're doing defensively is anytime the ball gets around the rim, the Lucas Cubs, there's always two guys around the basketball. And that's even though they're playing man-to-man, they understand if you look out on the court, they are undersized. They're the smaller team as a whole tonight. So, they understand they get the ball inside. There's always two guys around the basket, which is making it tough for the Cougars to get an open look.
See kind of an unforced turnover there by Lucas. We've not seen a lot of those so far. Just kind of threw it right at Crestview. A lot of contact again underneath, but Logan Toms comes away with the rebound. Now some full court pressure just on Ethan Sauter here, just to try and disrupt his flow of the game, which has been good so far. Oh, the ball movement by the Cubs there was efficient. It was something to see. He got it down low. He kicked it back out, swung it back to the side. Easy layup again for the Cubs.
Yeah, great ball movement by the Cubs, and all started by great defensive play, which led to a turnover. And
Crestview just struggling to find any space and time with the ball. Lucas so quick to get out and contest pass or shots or any other option. Crestview just getting, you see just Lucas all over the floor right now, just trying to create that chaos and win a steal or win a play. And long rebound, great box out again. He finds him down floor. Andrew Smolin, big layup, maybe a lot of contact, but the referee's not gonna let it go. But that's what we've been talking about all along, Coach. It's good defense, leads to a rebound, leads to transition.
right.
And that's led to a 31-14 lead for the Cubs.
Yeah. And again, right now there's once they get the rebound, they are looking ahead, and great transition bucket. Like you said, a lot of contact, but they let that one go. Cubs really playing great team basketball right now. Great team basketball.
Absolutely. They're certainly defending as a team right now. I mean, just active hands everywhere. Everybody's playing up. So hard to just make a pass, and even just to dribble the basketball. Crestview has struggled to do that. You just can't find a rhythm offensively when you're constantly just having to recover to try and get the ball back.
Well, it's the energy that the Cubs are playing with, and what Crestview would need right now is, a guy that's able to get to the basket, fight the pressure, and make them pay for being so aggressive defensively. And they're struggling to get that right now.
Yeah, and the guy who normally does that's on the bench with 2 fouls,
Right.
Evan Hamilton. So Kobe Roman stuck to the line, knocked down 2 free throws. So it's 31-16, 2:54 to go in the second quarter. Lucas ball underneath their basket. Let's see what we got. See, Evan Gibbs has really increased his pressure on Ethan Sauter there. Hits a nice step-back 3.
That's solid defense that time, and Sauter just made a great shot.
Yeah, he has been the best player on the court tonight on both
Absolutely.
ends. I mean, rebounds, defense, steals. He's been everywhere. And another turnover for the Cougars.
And one of the things that, and I know Coach Kurtz is, he loves open offense and giving his team a chance to create. But against a team like this, you got to set screens. You got to set screens as Lucas gets another basket around the rim. But you got to set screens and help your teammates get open and find open looks, because right now it's all one man for himself when it gets to basketball.
Yeah, you're exactly right. It's just been trying to recover. And they cannot find, even though Lucas is trapping everywhere, they cannot find that open guy.
Right.
We do see a big 3 there. I mean, they're kind of lingering around right now, but if they don't start taking care of the basketball, this game's going to get away from them.
Right.
Ethan Sauter with just a hustle tip rebound. There's a big rebound again for Lucas. Can't get the bucket. It's going to be Crestview ball. I thought it was going to go right to Lucas, but Crestview ball. Minute 42 to go here. That's the possession you need for the Cougars. You need to get some stops, and then you got to make some buckets the other end.
Right.
And the guy to do that, Evan Hamilton, checking back into the game. 2 fouls. So maybe a little offense-defense type subs right now for the Cougars, just trying to get him some touches on the ball. But we'll see how the first half plays out.
Yeah, right now for Crestview, 1:42 to play. They want to get a good look here. Going into halftime, they want to go in on a positive note, get a good look at a shot, and get a stop. That's what they like to do.
There's a foul they were looking for there. We saw they were pretty aggressive all along with him. It's going to be 1-1 at the line now for Evan Hamilton.
And that's what you want. You want to be aggressive, get to the free throw line, get a good look, put together a stop or two. If he can knock these free throws down, they get an opportunity to set up their defense. You can see they've already got a couple guys back, trying to stop the transition game. But you want to pull together a couple stops here to end the half and go into halftime on a solid note.
Yeah, and certainly this is how you can slow down that Lucas defense a little bit. If you can get to the foul line, you're just being aggressive. You just got to hang on to the basketball, be aggressive, make a play there, and then knock down some free throws. So Evan Hamilton goes 1-2 at the line. Ethan Sauter, of course, gets another rebound. And Evan Gibbs is going to go with that full court pressure again, just trying not to make it easy for Sauter right now.
Wow.
It's a good aggressive take by the freshman Logan Toms. Just goes strong and just goes up and gets an easy 2 again.
Yeah, that's just a bully move that time by Logan Toms. He was, defender was in good position. He just displaced him and went right to the glass strong.
It's a big, looks like a long 2 there, but a big 2 nonetheless for Evan Hamilton, who makes a big defensive play but stays with Lucas. It's a great ball fake by Ethan Wallace again. Not able to finish at the rim. Ooh, nearly picks up a third foul, almost the entire length of the court. Gets away with one there.
Right now, I'm going to take the last shot. I want to go into halftime with the last shot opportunity.
So 8 seconds left on the clock here. Kobe Roman with the ball. He's going to attack the rim. Drops it off. A lot of contact. Crestview bucket. Coach, they executed that nicely to end out the half.
Absolutely.
So we're going to go to break here. Score is Lucas 38, Crestview 24. We'll be right back after this.
James One Incorporated, providing innovative workshops and training for school districts throughout Ohio. We specialize in the areas of cultural awareness and sensitivity, reaching the unreachable student, dangers of teen substance abuse, and more. We offer relevant workshops for coaches and student athletes, and with virtual options available for all trainings, call today and schedule your first session. James One Incorporated, first in promoting excellence through quality professional development.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
No paywalls, just live sports, exclusively on the OH Report.
We are back at the Cub Cave, getting ready to start the second half in just a few minutes. Right now the score is 38-24. Cubs are on top. Coach, what did you see that first half out of the Cubs?
Well, for the Cubs, first of all, it was their energy was from the beginning was the biggest difference in the game. They came out prepared to play. Offensively, they were out on the run, but defensively, and we talked about it at the beginning of the game, they dictated what happened during the game. They were playing with active hands. They had great energy in their full court pressure. So, you know, that is the big key. And they're not doing anything as far as what I can see in terms of really special offensively in terms of what they're running. But they are really getting out in transition, getting easy baskets, and then defensively they are dictating what happens with the Crestview Cougars right now. And that's what I'm most impressed with for the Cougars right now, or for the Cubs right now.
Yeah. Let's switch teams here a little bit. We're looking at the halftime stats. What numbers stick out to you for the Cougars? What's something you know is going to be a talking point for Coach Kurtz in the locker room?
Well, right now, if I'm Coach Kurtz, and you know, of course they're not shooting it tremendously well because of the pressure, but it's the turnovers. And we were just talking about, you know, Lucas has got 7 turnovers and Crestview has 10, but the difference is Crestview's turnovers are live ball. They are turnovers where Lucas gets the ball and they pick it up and they go and they have an opportunity to score. And most times they do, as compared to Lucas's turnovers, which are dead ball turnovers, where the Cougars have to take the ball out of bounds and it's not really an advantage. So right now, if I'm Coach Kurtz, I'm saying we've got to cut down the live ball turnovers and we've got to slow down against this pressure. And the one thing playing against pressure, one of the things that you've got to tell your other guys, they're more important than the guy who's handling the basketball. They've got to be available. It's your availability against pressure that makes all the difference. So when you got one guy struggling against 2 and you got 3 guys standing there, you know, with their hands on their hips, they're not being a great teammate. So I would always tell my guys, be a great teammate. Get yourself in the vision of the guy that's being double teamed. And then when you catch it, turn and look ahead, because then you got numbers. So right now they've got to handle the basketball, cut down on their turnovers, and give themselves an opportunity to score on the other end.
Absolutely. You know, we talked at the beginning of the game that this tournament-type atmosphere game tonight, two of the better teams in our area, and we are about a week away from starting tournaments for the boys' side. The girls' side kicks off tonight. A lot of basketball tournaments, even live and free on the OH Report. What do you love about high school tournament basketball?
Well, the biggest thing I love about it is the opportunity for the second season. It is it really does not matter what has happened, even though, you know, you want to win league championships and you want to, you know, have a great regular season, but it is the opportunity to kind of wipe the slate clean and really step into a new season playing your best basketball. And I've always loved that about the tournament, being able to come in, and even when I've had great teams going into the tournament, I can say that doesn't matter. Or when we've been struggling, I can say that doesn't matter. Either way, it's an opportunity for a new season and get some things done that maybe you didn't get a chance to get done during the regular season.
All right, we'll be right back after a few commercials for the second half here at the Cub Cave.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
James One Incorporated, providing innovative workshops and training for school districts throughout Ohio. We specialize in the areas of cultural awareness and sensitivity, reaching the unreachable student, dangers of teen substance abuse, and more. We offer relevant workshops for coaches and student athletes, and with virtual options available for all trainings, call today and schedule your first session. James One Incorporated, first in promoting excellence through quality professional development.
We are back at the Cub Cave, second half about to be underway. Coach, I'm going to put you on the spot. I know you've seen a lot of basketball this year. Give me your top player and your top team that you've seen so far in the 2021 season.
Oh, my goodness. I'm going to tell you, boy, that's tough. That's tough, Jesse. But I will tell you this. I have been extremely impressed with the Ashland Arrows. I know they've got some talented players. Dembo has been really lights out. And I say him because he had the expectation coming into the season, and sometimes it's hard to live up to that. So, if you're going to tie me down, I'm going to say Dembo from Ashland has really been impressive. Really impressive all season.
Yeah, he certainly had a nice season so far, 1,000 points in his junior year. Obviously not an easy accolade. Well, I'm going to make you answer the best team later. We got the second half's underway here. Crestview's got the basketball, looking to get a little bit of offense going. They got a defensive stop on the other end. And now can they get a shot they like at this end?
Well, right now you're seeing one thing we didn't see all first half is screens being set right now, which is a good sign, and that helps them out offensively.
A little hesitation there by Evan Hamilton. Comes up with an air ball, but rebound on Crestview, and then a long three by Heath Cash.
Well, already you can see offensively they're coming out, they're setting screens, running a little bit different style of offense here to start the second half.
Yeah, if you can get a stop here and a bucket at the other end, all of a sudden you feel like you're back in this ball game. But getting that stop has not been easy. And another offensive rebound for the Cubs. Another offensive rebound for the Cubs. And an aggressive take there. Ethan Sauter's going to head to the line for two.
Well, that just takes your heart. You played solid defensively, and you just can't secure a rebound. And Ethan Sauter, like you said, he has just been a monster on both ends of the floor and tracked down that rebound that time.
Luke is certainly undersized in terms of height, but their positioning and their ability to box out and just their positioning to rebound has been spectacular tonight. Coming away with so many second chance opportunities on the offensive rebound and really, for the most part, limiting Crestview for their second chance opportunities on the other side of the floor.
And when you're a little bit undersized that way, it's about your positioning and earlier, like we saw, the willingness to step in and take that contact right in the chest.
Another three by Cash, a little long, but another Crestview offensive rebound. See Cash going aggressively to the rim there. Good kick out. Ooh, a little long on the play.
Well, one thing I can tell you right now, Jesse, that I saw in the full court pressure, you saw three people with great spacing bringing the ball up the floor, and they passed the basketball rather than trying to dribble against the pressure. So, Coach Kurtz really got some things said, and I think it's understood coming into this second half what they want to do.
Yeah, I think that the halftime adjustments by Coach Kurtz seem to be paying dividends nearly immediately for the Cougars as they're down just 11. Chance to make it 10. Frank Artis does miss his second, though. But Frank Artis and Owen Barker have really come out this second half, been able to rebound offensively, give the Cougars a second chance, and they've gotten some points because of it.
Nice.
Goose Wallace, another aggressive take there. Just finishes with the left hand at the rim.
Well, the Cougars have stepped up their defensive pressure, but what that does, if you're not able to, help out on the back end, it makes it tough to stop those straight line layups.
See Owen Barker with an aggressive take at the other end, and now a big steal by Evan Hamilton for the three. Not quite. Crestview right around that 11-point barrier. Can't crack the single digits yet. Big shot by Ethan Sauter.
They've got a lead, but you felt like they needed that shot that time by Ethan.
Yeah, certainly the momentum felt like it was swinging. Crestview multiple possessions. Good hustle there by number 24. Keeps it alive. Ethan Sauter with the good hustle. There's guys everywhere on the floor right now. And what do we got? Over and back. Well, I thought it was deflected by the Cubs, but there were bodies flying everywhere there.
Absolutely. Frank Artis, full extension to go after that basketball on the floor. And, if you had any question whether Crestview came out here to play in the second half. Plays like that, let you know that they are giving great effort.
Coach Kurtz having a heated conversation about the possession of the over and back call there. I think Coach Kurtz may have a little bit of, I thought it was deflected backcourt.
Right.
And Coach Kurtz saying they certainly did not have possession to go backcourt, but nonetheless, it is Lucas basketball. They're up 13, 4:55 to go in the third. And Crestview needs to get a stop now. Goose Wallace, such a smooth play to the rim there. Nice little kind of crossover at the top. Just finishes again right at the rim. Easy layup again. And this is how Lucas got up to that big lead early. It's just not quite uncontested, but nearly uncontested layups every time.
And Goose Wallace really taking advantage of what seems like a mismatch. And, he's been able to put his head down and drive for 2 consecutive layups.
There's a foul on the play. Let's see if it's on the shooter or maybe off the ball somewhere. It is going to be underneath. Heath Castro shooting a 3, but it wasn't on the ball. They called the fouls. Let's see who it looks like the foul might be on.
I think they called on Smallin, yes.
I didn't see the foul on the play. It must have been underneath on the rebound. So Frank Artis, Owen Barker, this second half, that's probably their 5th offensive rebound, I think, already. I mean, really just coming out. Lucas trying to box out there, but in the box out, he got the rebound and then fouled him in the process. Crestview's gone cold from 3 here, probably missed their last 3 or 4 3-point attempts. They need some points to stay in this game. Down 15 right now. Frank Artis, big disruptive play, but Lucas hangs on to it. And it's the big guys for Crestview who are giving some multiple up. Frank Artis, Owen Barker.
They are
coming away with some steals, some rebounds.
Yes, sir.
So give me a technical foul. Number 20, Andrew Finello, finishes the and one attempt, but turned and had some words for Frank Artis, and the referee saw it here. That's a good finish. Hard foul by Frank Artis. And Finello just looks at him. Not sure what he said, Effie, but something there was said. And
game's getting a little bit intense. You can tell both teams are really, especially Crestview. They're picking up their intensity. They're here to play, and that was a little bit, of a tough, hard foul, but nothing dirty, I don't think. But at the end of the day, they're still high school kids, and I think his emotions got the better of him that time. I'm sure Coach Eisman's gonna remind him of that when they get to practice next.
I'm sure that lesson will be learned one way or another. That's right. And now Evan Hamilton's going to shoot the technical for Crestview. Andrew Finello missed the and one attempt for his layup, so Hamilton makes his technical attempt. He's going to get one more. And he makes that one as well. Crestview subbing in 4 guys off the bench right now. Coach, you think there's a message being sent right now?
Absolutely. And the thing is, I really do. I do think they're playing hard. They are, like you said, they're taking a lot of perimeter shots, but they're getting offensive rebounds. And I think Coach Kurtz just wants to keep the energy high.
It felt in the first half if Lucas kind of was the more physical of the 2 teams, even though Crestview had a considerable more amount of fouls. But you feel like Crestview's matching that energy and that physicality right now, where it's not just Lucas doing whatever they want. Crestview's really kind of stepping up in the second half.
Right. And you can tell the difference in the energy. And even though as offense looked for Lucas early, it just looks a little bit tougher right now.
Goose Wallace has kind of just broken down that Crestview defense in his own right. A couple easy layups earlier, and he's going to get fouled and go to the line here for 2 shots. Yep, that's correct. So the foul's on number 10, Austin Wells. That's his 2nd foul. See if Lucas can add to the lead at the free throw line.
Well, I'll tell you what. The lane is no place for the faint of heart tonight. These guys are playing tough. There's a lot of physical play inside the lane on both sides.
Yeah, this is the kind of game you expect from these 2 teams. Just a hard, physical, kind of aggressive game. They're not dirty, but if you're going to get to the rim, you're going to take some contact.
Absolutely.
and we've seen quite a bit of that tonight. But Goose Wallace has been able to handle that. He's kind of getting his points. There's a big three for Evan Hamilton. He struggled a little bit from outside the arc, but that's the one they need. Still down 15 with 3:09 left to go in the third quarter. Coach Eisman was very clear in the instructions there. He said he wanted the ball inside to Logan, and that's why they're either looking for a foul on Hamilton or Logan Thomas. He knows how to finish underneath, and he does just that. The lead 17. Ethan Sauter breakaway, missed the layup, saw Hunter George running at him, and I think just panicked a little too much and missed a wide open layup.
Right, overthought it that time.
Evan Hamilton in and out. Austin Wells rebound, put back, and he's fouled, and he's going to get to the line. 2 shots for Austin Wells.
You know, one thing about, Logan Toms on that last move inside, Logan Toms is not the biggest kid, but I tell you, he knows how to use his body inside. He knows when to use that aggressive muscle, and then he knows how to play with the angle. So he has done a great job here these last few possessions of just getting the ball inside, using his body.
Corbin Toms checks back into the game, and Evan Gibbs checks in for the Cougars. Coach, you're exactly right about Logan Thompson. He's just a freshman, but he plays like a much more mature player than that.
Absolutely.
I mean, his decision-making, his body control, he is just smooth with the basketball. And you say just a freshman, but, man, he knows what he's doing out there.
Right.
It's going to be tipped out of bounds by Logan Toms. It's going to be Crestview basketball. Down 16, 2:12 left to go in the third, and Lucas is going back to a little full-court press here. Oh, I think he got away with a bit of a double dribble. He throws it out of bounds anyways.
Yeah, and, it's tough. Crestview is playing hard here in this third quarter. They have come out with great energy. The thing is it's just not showing dividends on the scoreboard. But Coach Kurtz has got to be pleased with the effort that his team is giving right now.
Yeah, I think it's that fine line of certainly you see the effort, but then you see a mistake like that where probably a double dribble, then he throws it out of bounds. Those are the things, if you play for Coach Kurtz, you're expected to know. You've got to be able to handle the basketball and make good decisions.
Well, and we talked earlier about the benefit of, playing this type of game right before the tournament. He'll be able to turn on the film, and we see a turnover right there forced by Crestview.
Hunter George, 3 goes in and out. Austin Wells, good play there, get the steal and run the floor. And there'll be another foul on Crestview. Mason Ringler, I think, just tripped him. I don't think it was intentional, but stepped in for a steal, but caught his heel in the process. Trips up Goose Wallace.
Yeah, and as I was saying, you want to be able to show your team their flaws, and you don't know if they're going to see a team like a quality with the quality of Lucas right now. So they'll be able to learn from this game and get into the tournament and play a little bit better basketball, maybe clean up some things, especially the start of this game. If you really had to pinpoint something, it was the start of this game where it went all wrong for the Cougars.
Coach Eisman going after the referees again. A little bit of contact. He's driving to the lane. Coach Eisman certainly thought it warranted a foul, but it's going to be a kick ball violation. Stays with the Cubs. Logan Toms just looking to make a play off the dribble here. Finds Goose Wallace. He's just going to drive in. Foul. 2 more free throws for Goose Wallace.
Wow. And I don't know, maybe it's just a defensive person in me, but the fact that you see Lucas right now playing primarily one-on-one offensively, but now the issue for the Cougars is they're successful with it. But if I'm defensively, I'm thinking, this is what we want to reduce you to. We want to see if you're gonna play one-on-one, we've got to do a better job of helping out defensively. But that means that they don't have any offensive continuity. That means the Crestview is playing with a lot more energy.
And Goose Wallace has just been on a tear here in the third quarter. At least 8 points in the third and 2 layups, 4 free throws, just kind of doing whatever he wants on the offensive end.
Right.
It's an 18-point lead, just under a minute to go in the third. Crestview had battled back a couple times, but just couldn't get it to single digits, and then also couldn't come away with those key stops. And Goose Wallace able to keep building on that Lucas lead.
Wow.
What a big steal by Logan Tom. Just rips it away from Evan Hamilton. Takes aggressively to the rim. A lot of contact. But nothing there.
You know, and I know you're gonna put me on the spot about, you know, some of the better teams in the area, but I will tell you, I don't know if I've seen a team that plays better team defense. You know, the Lucas kids are in great position almost all the time. Defensively, they are willing to step in and take the charge. They play as well team defensively as I've seen in this area.
Yeah, Coach, I think you're right. I think they defend so well, allows them to be in just about every game.
Right.
You know, they don't have a superstar scorer right now with Riley Gossmount. Ethan Souter is certainly making a case for that, and Goose Wallace as well tonight. But they just defend so well as a team, so tough to score on. And when that's your identity, you're in just about every game.
Absolutely.
Because you're not going to get a bunch of points scored against you.
Absolutely. And, you know, the energy that they play with from beginning to end, and, you know, they've got a little bit of depth, and, you know, if Riley is able to come back, you know, that'll even just add to their firepower. So, you know, this is a team that's got great promise for the tournament.
Ethan Sauter, big three, 5 seconds left. Ooh, it's a bad foul by Cougars. It looked like he might have been trying to just to make sure he wasn't going to get that layup up, but he went a little high. It's just going to be a regular foul, but it looked like it was going to be something else for a second. 2.3 seconds left on the clock. The lead is 54-36.
Wow.
The second half of that third quarter has just been all Lucas.
Right. And I think what the Cubs have, you know, they were starting to take what the Cougars were giving them, which was, you know, the Cougars were playing a lot more energy, but that leaves a lot of penetration lanes. And that's why I think Coach Eisman was saying, hey, look, they're giving us penetration, but you can't let them put their hands on us either.
Evan Gibbs from three-quarters court, just a little short. It's 55-36. You're watching high school basketball live and free on the OH Report.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
James One Incorporated, providing innovative workshops and training for school districts throughout Ohio. We specialize in the areas of cultural awareness and sensitivity, reaching the unreachable student, dangers of teen substance abuse, and more. We offer relevant workshops for coaches and student athletes, and with virtual options available for all trainings, call today and schedule your first session. James One Incorporated, first in promoting excellence through quality professional development.
The fourth quarter is underway here at the Cub Cave, and the score is 55-36. The Cubs with a commanding 19-point lead to start the fourth, and then a defensive rebound to kick things off as well. Coach, we asked at halftime your top players, and you gave us Denbo from Ashland. I said we're going to get to this top team. So before this game kind of picks up here in the fourth, who are you saying? Who's the top team you've seen in the area right now?
Well, I've got to say, like I told you, it's been a couple teams that have really impressed me, but the Shelby Whippets are just in another – they're playing at another level right now. And, you know, the Pew kid and I was just telling you, I think Shelby is probably the most athletic team in the area, top to bottom. They are playing well, and I saw them play a game against Lima Senior, and that really impressed. Now, Lima Senior is a team that is, you know, of course they have athletes all up and down their roster, but Shelby made them look regular, you know, and I think Shelby is they're going to be a team to watch, and that Division II. I don't know if there's a team in Division II that I can say hands down would just beat them. I don't think there is.
Yeah. I had a chance to see them earlier, a matchup against Clear Fork. And the game I saw, I think Coach was sending a message about the defensive effort. There's no doubt Shelby can score the basketball.
Right.
It was, can they defend the basketball? And I think that was one of those key turning points for them, is that you're going to learn to play defense. If we're going to be a state power team, we're going to have to play defense as well. The other team I'd add to the mix, I don't know if you've seen Colonel Crawford yet, but Colonel Crawford can play some basketball as well.
Yes.
They can score in multiple ways. They are a fun team. Logan Thompson, open three, in and out and back in. Lucas starting the fourth quarter with back-to-back triples. Logan Toms gets one. Ethan Sauter gets one. It's 61-36. And a travel from the Cougars. The past probably 7 minutes of gameplay has just been all Lucas.
Yes.
Crestview started that second half. Really kind of felt like they're getting back in the game and just couldn't get over that single-digit hump, and all of a sudden you see Lucas running away with it.
Yeah, their execution has been really top-notch tonight, and they have really done a great job of getting the ball to the rim. Here's an example right away, and defensively keeping the ball away from the rim on the other end. So
yeah, and those two guys right there have been contributors at both Goose Wallace and Ethan Sauter. I mean, they've been everywhere tonight. They're making the right plays, and they're getting so many open looks for layups there. Good take by Hunter George, a little short, put back, a little long, and then, it's still physical. Still a physical game out there. Owen Barker gets the rebound, he gets fouled, he's going to get 2 shots.
Yeah, and I think, I'm not sure what Coach Eisman's game plan was tonight. I don't know if he wanted to see how it goes and see if Riley was gonna go, but I think he saw early on that his kids were going to play with some energy, and this may have been a game that he said, I just don't want to risk it. Let's get him some more practice time and get him ready for the tournament. So, again, it's that balance that we talked about earlier that Coach Eisman has got to work to get one of his best, if not his best player, ready for the tournament.
Yeah, and this is one of those games, certainly to us it's fun. It's two good local teams, but it doesn't mean a whole lot when you're looking at the big picture of things, when you talk about bringing a guy back into the lineup who's trying to get healthy. Tournament's right around the corner. The conferences are all locked up, so there's no real, outside of pride, no real implications to this game. Now, certainly pride factors in a lot of that, but it's just a good basketball game, and so it's a good chance to see what your guys can do. Looks like Coach Eisman tonight is deciding to go without Riley Gossam, and these guys are just doing just fine without him tonight.
Absolutely. And the one thing that I enjoy, and I've had an opportunity to see the Lucas football program play now, and I've talked with Coach Eisman a couple times, the winning attitude they brought to this school is something that, is probably should make them prouder than anything. They have brought a winning attitude to this school, not just a particular sport, and now they expect to win. Both these programs and all their programs really are just competitive.
Yeah, what I love about a school like Lucas is another great finish by Goose Wallace there. The enrollment here is, there's some really, at one time I believe they were one of the smallest public schools in the state.
Right.
And to know that and look at the product they're producing on the football field and on the basketball court, and for the girls basketball team as well. Ooh, that's a lot of contact there. The referee's right in front of it. Decides to let it go. I'm not sure what the play actually was.
Yeah, that is one of those plays where the officials are ready to go home.
Saw a little John going down the court as well with Evan Hamilton, who's he's had a decent night, kind of frustrated. Coach Eisman wants a timeout. He is excited. His team is up 29. They're playing great right now, and he's also a little frustrated with the referee. There's been a lot of contact, a lot of no calls sometimes, but Coach Eisman has his guys firing right now.
Well, and I think that that's when someone's up in the air and they kind of get undercut. That's always a scary thing for a coach, and I think Coach Eisman just wants to get some of his players out, get his young guys in, and Ethan Sauter has had a great night, but you don't want to subject him to injury, but he has got them playing this is the way they play. Yeah. So they don't know how to play any other way than the way they're playing and the way they finish above the rim. So You know, you don't want to see this thing get out of hand. It's a competitive matchup, but you want both teams to, you know, this is a, you know, it's a sport. And at the end of the day, you want sportsmanship to win out.
Absolutely. There's competitive spirits on both sides right now. Obviously, you want to compete to win, and sometimes physicality can kind of be a distraction of that. Each of the coaches having a few words with each other.
Sure.
I think Coach Eisman thought there were some pretty dirty plays out there. I don't think – certainly it's not coached by Crestview. You know, sometimes high school kids make some poor decisions once in a while. And this game has been physical. I mean, there's been a lot of contact off the ball and on the ball. And you see another play there. I just think coaches are trying to get their guys in the right frame of mind. You certainly don't want an injury. You don't want an ejection. You want to play basketball.
Absolutely. But you don't want to give up open shots either. And there's Ethan Sauter.
He's just feeling it right now.
Yeah.
That's a big three, just a little step back three. He wasn't even close to the line.
Right.
He knew it was going in, though.
I said it's important. As we
replay
watch
Ethan Sauter, step back three, just drains it.
That is nice. You know, you could tell when you're feeling it, and but you know the reason why I like these types of games and why I always like the late in the season non-conference games is because it's an opportunity to see. You know, of course, it's not meaningless basketball, but it's an opportunity to see a team that you don't normally see, and it's a learning experience. It's a learning experience. This is a physical game. The tournament is physical. You know, when you get in the tournament, you know, we think these officials are letting them play. Well, that's how the tournament is.
Sure.
They're going to let you play a little bit. So, you know, both teams are getting prepared for that. And I'm sure Coach Kurtz would like for his kids to come out and play a little better. But in the end, he's got to be able to find something that he can pull from this game and make a positive out of it. And I think both teams are going to be able to do that tonight at the end.
Yeah, Crestview's kind of emptied their bench a little bit. Got some new guys in. I got one guy not even on the roster for varsity or JV, so I'm trying to figure out number 33 who that is. And also Mason Baith checking in for the first time tonight. Luke is still going all, you know, they don't run a very deep lineup to begin with. I mean, they only play about 7 guys. Crestview had about 9 guys in pretty quick in the game, so we're seeing a little different styles of substitution tonight.
And one thing you can see with especially with the Lucas kids, is the football influence to their style of play. They have a toughness about them that, you know, little bumps and little things like that don't really much rattle them. They are just hard-nosed young men.
Yeah, hard-nosed is the right term to describe Luke, because they just almost have always that chip on their shoulder mentality where they just feel like they're being overlooked because of the size of the school.
Sure.
And so you see that kind of just that effort in everything they're doing through football, through basketball right now. And right now it's given them a 32-point lead with 2:46 left to go in the fourth quarter over a good Crestview basketball team. So it's just, I think it was just kind of a matter of will tonight, and Lucas this second half has been all Lucas. Certainly on the offensive end. Crestview has struggled offensively kind of all night anyways. It's one of the few defensive miscues we've seen tonight from Lucas. A wide open layup for Mason Baith just goes right in. And there we see the Lucas bench being empty. We got 5 new guys checking into the game.
You know, and I talked to Coach Spittler last year about, you know, are you still able to play the no respect card? You know, it's kind of hard to play that now. You've had
right, when you're in the state championship, you can't really do that every year.
Yeah, you can't do that anymore. And the basketball program is at that space too, where, you know, they have had quality basketball here for some years. So right now they are playing with the type of pride that has, you know, the fans here and the school has come to expect from these programs.
Yeah, certainly. This is a basketball team that did not lose in the postseason last year. There was a COVID-ended season from a very good basketball team. Certainly a different lineup, but there is some experience there. Timeout by Lucas. We're going to see 5 new players join in the game tonight, so we're going to learn some new names, some new numbers. The Lucas faithful are excited to see these guys coming in, though. What a great game by the starting lineup for the Cubs, though.
Yeah.
32-point lead when they're leaving the game. 1 minute, 41 seconds to go. And we got to start talking player of the game. I've got a few suggestions, but who are you thinking about?
Well, you know, Man, I've always been a team type of guy, and I just really appreciate the defense that they play. But it's been in spurts, you know. But you know, if you look at Ethan Sauter from the tip of the game to the time he stepped off the court just now, he has been the difference maker in this game.
I agree. From beginning to end, he's been the best player on the court on both ends. He was making plays defensively, then making plays offensively with passing, and then started to find a shooting rhythm in the second half as well. He's just scoring all sorts of buckets tonight, so I think that's my vote as well. Goose Wallace, though, strong case for him.
Absolutely.
I mean, he was doing whatever he wanted on the offensive end the second half, and just such a great defensive presence, boxing out, rebounding. A lot of those things, you're not going to make a lot of stat books about him, but you can just tell this guy, he's a player.
And I'll tell you what, the freshman Logan Toms, I was really impressed with him. For a stretch there in the third quarter, he was dominating. You know, he played very well also.
Number 22 for Lucas. You see talking to himself, Cameron Kegley, airball to three. I think talking to his hands on the way down the court. He said, "Hands, why are you failing me now? It's my time to shine, and you coming in now?" I think he's talking to it looks like some JV players behind us. He's hearing some words from them, it looks like. 40 seconds left. This leads 29 for the Cubs, and Crestview throws it out of bounds. 38 seconds left. Lucas is going to get maybe one or two more possessions out of this. Sometimes when you get these young guys in here, you're not going to settle for this last possession.
Buddy.
You're going to get your name in the paper,
No
get on that
way,
scorebook
buddy.
a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Another turnover by the Cubs here in the final couple of seconds. Mason Bates with the ball, top of the perimeter, aggressive take, fouled. He's going to get a chance to go to the line, knock down a couple free throws.
Well, the competitive nature of this game has been, you know, and I really can't say that, you know, from the beginning, as we see a delay of game called there on Lucas, but from the beginning, I can't say that the Cougars had come in with that level of energy, but after they came out of that locker room, this game from that point on, the energy and the effort and the physicality has been off the charts. Now, the execution has went all in favor of the Cubs, but
Right.
as far as the energy and the physicality, it has been a tough game played by both teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Interesting to see a delay of game warning with 16 seconds left in a game decided by 30 points.
Right.
I think I'd give that delay game warning to the referee for calling a foul there with 16 seconds left delaying this game, but that's all right. Luke is going to get one more possession, 5 seconds left on the clock, kicks it out, and he's just going to hold on to it.
How about that?
And that is the ball game. Lucas Cubs 75, Crestview Cougars 47. We'll be right back. You're watching live and free basketball on the OH Report.
James One Incorporated, providing innovative workshops and training for school districts throughout Ohio. We specialize in the areas of cultural awareness and sensitivity, reaching the unreachable student, dangers of teen substance abuse, and more. We offer relevant workshops for coaches and student athletes, and with virtual options available for all trainings, call today and schedule your first session. James One Incorporated, first in promoting excellence through quality professional development.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
No paywalls, just live sports. Exclusively on the OH Report.
I am here with a player of the game brought to you by Mechanics Bank. Ethan, tonight from start to finish, you look like you were the best player on the court tonight. What was your mentality going into the game tonight?
We've been looking at the Richland County polls and things like that, and we knew winning this game was big for to show the people that that we can contend in the tournament. So we wanted to come into this game and get a win.
Yeah, we'll talk about tournaments in just a second. Talk to me, what does Lucas Cubs basketball mean to you right now?
I don't know. That's a hard question. I mean, it's so much. I mean, hard work and dedication is how I see Lucas basketball. I mean, we didn't get to practice Monday or Tuesday due to the weather, and we come out here and we show up like this. So, I mean, Lucas is just hard work. Yeah,
absolutely. And I think that was the key defensively tonight. Talk to me about this defensive identity. I've seen you guys play a couple times, and every time you're just kind of the defensive prowess out there. What's your defensive mentality out there? What are you thinking about when you're on the defensive in the court? What's the goal?
Stop. We got to get a stop every possession. Coach Eisman's been saying we haven't been playing very well on defense, so we kind of took that to heart and went out there and did our best on defense.
Yeah, and what do you think Coach Eisman thinks of your performance tonight defensively?
He's probably still not happy with it.
Still not happy? Hey, okay. Okay, we'll talk to him in a second. But before we do that, let's talk. You said tournament time. What are your expectations for this team come to the tournaments?
We're just going to do our best. That's what we do every year, and hopefully we make a good run.
Yeah, obviously do your best. And I get that. When you think about how last season ended, talk to me about games. How far can this team go?
I don't want to put that out there. Our goal is right now to win districts.
Okay.
And from there, hopefully we can go farther. But that's our goal right now.
Absolutely. This is a player of the game brought to you by Mechanics Bank. Great game. You're phenomenal both ends of the court tonight. Go ahead, pass your handset off to your coach. Let's find out what he thought about this defensive mentality. Coach, great game. This is kind of what we expected. We thought with these two teams matched up and these two coaches, both of you preached this big defensive effort, and you guys brought it tonight. What did you think of the defensive effort by your team tonight?
It was great. I wasn't sure coming in. Like I said, I hadn't seen the kids since Saturday. I was hoping to get a practice in yesterday, and then we couldn't. The roads were just not good enough, so we weren't able to practice. I told them before the game I was scared because I just didn't know what kind of effort I was going to get from, but I give them a ton of credit. They came out, played really hard, and did a pretty good job on a good offensive team there.
Absolutely. You certainly shut down a lot of their weapons. And that first quarter, your full court press, your pressure, your hands, they had no flow to their offense. Talk to me about what are you preaching defensively to these guys? Obviously, I saw you a couple times now. Every time, it's definitely a key point for you guys. What are you telling these guys about the defensive effort?
Well, right from the beginning of the year when we lost Riley, we knew a lot of our offense went with him when we lost him. And I always preach defense anyways, but for us to be successful this year, we were going to have to play defense. It was going to be that much more important. And we've got a lot of young guys, but they're athletic and they're used to winning. Coming in and playing varsity basketball is a different story. And it took them a while, but you can always show up, play hard, and like I said, these guys expect to win. So I just kind of took advantage of, what they're used to doing and just kind of point them in the right direction, and they bust their butt and practice and work hard. And really, I got to thank the media. You guys have spun this. It's great for coaches. They talk about how great a defensive team we are, so now they feel like they got expectations, like they got to do it. So I thank you guys for a little bit of that as well.
You're welcome. We'll take credit for that. No, just kidding. Coach, you mentioned Riley Gossam, and obviously we know he played in senior night. We didn't see him tonight. What are the expectations for him in the next couple of games?
He's still working. He's doing physical therapy every day. He's getting better, I think, every day, really, with that. I knew playing Crestview and then Clear Fork Friday night, two pretty good physical teams. I didn't know how much we'd be able to get him in there. I was glad we could do something on senior night. And then we'll see about tournaments. That's kind of what we've had circled all along. We wanted to be able to get him out there for senior night. But right now he's just not. He couldn't play defense. We played a 2-3 zone there against Central and put him in the middle, and it hurts him to be out there not doing what he's used to doing.
Sure.
So I'm not going to stick him out there and let him embarrass himself or what have you. But he's getting close, and he's way ahead of schedule. But he's going to play college basketball, and that's the most important thing. I'd love to say I'm going to count on him for 15 or 20 points a night, but that's probably not going to be the case. But the longer we go, the deeper we go. That's just more time. So we'll see. But like I said, he's a great kid. He's busted his butt. He's here every night and supporting these guys, and we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. You alluded to the tournaments. What are expectations for this team come tournament time? Coach and I were talking about the way you guys play defense allows you to compete with just about any team because you're never going to get blown out. Even if you struggle offensively, You're still going to be in the game. So as you think through this tournament run, what are your expectations?
Yeah, we talked about it early this year. Knowing that we'd probably be playing our best basketball at the end of the season. You always hope for that, but with having the amount of young guys that we have, with the roles that they have, we kind of hope for that. And it took some time, but we're playing well right now. When we went into the draw, I told our kids, and I'll tell everybody, we'll play anybody, anywhere, anytime. We're not afraid of anybody, and I've got confidence in these guys. A lot of these guys, they played in big football games. They've played in big basketball games last year. That, like I said, they've won at every level. So I'll go out there against anybody, and I'm putting my money on my guys.
All right, absolutely love it. Coach Eisman, congratulations. Great win tonight. Good luck to you the rest of the season and postseason. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
We'll be right back with stats after this, live and free basketball on the OH Report.
I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
James One Incorporated, providing innovative workshops and training for school districts throughout Ohio. We specialize in the areas of cultural awareness and sensitivity, reaching the unreachable student, dangers of teen substance abuse, and more. We offer relevant workshops for coaches and student athletes, and with virtual options available for all trainings, call today and schedule your first session. James One Incorporated, first in promoting excellence through quality professional development.
We are wrapping up at the Cub Cave with the Lucas with a big commanding victory tonight over the Crestview Cougars, 75-47. Coach, let's take a look at some of these stats and see what really sticks out to you tonight.
Well, and when you look at the game stats, it's the efficiency the Cubs played with, offensively. They did not miss many open shots, and that's a really tough thing for any high school team. You're going to miss some shots, but they took advantage of great looks inside, and they were able to finish early on in the game, and even down the stretch that's how they were able to spread that lead. At one point, it was an 11-point game, and I remember we were talking about how Crestview was playing with such energy, and we thought we might have a ball game, but as the game went on, Lucas became more efficient. I thought the energy was the same on both sides, but the efficiency of the Cubs offensively and how they were able to get to the free throw line in the second half. And, they shot 13 of 20 from the line for the game, but their efficiency in the second half is what won out.
Absolutely, Coach. I think exactly right. I mean, it's that old adage, good defense led to good offense tonight. We saw them create turnovers. They got out, they ran the floor, they finished their layups, and then in that second half they started making some three-point shots and just blew that game wide open all the way in the second half. Tomorrow night we got another exciting one. Girls high school tournament basketball back here at Lucas. Plymouth against Lucas, 7 o'clock, live and free on the OH Report. You're going to want to tune in. Make sure you can watch that. It's going to be tournament basketball. So fun. It's just a good time to watch and see teams compete for the rest of their season, a chance to play again. Well, it's going to be a good time. From everybody here at the OH Report, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for live and free basketball on the OH Report. Have a good night.